What's up, y'all? AC here for another review, and today I'm reviewing New Mutants. Now, New Mutants is a interesting film release because apparently it's been done since like 2017, but the movie didn't come out until 2020. Like, I remember when they were showing commercials for it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, another X-Men film. And then 3 years later, here we are. So I was always kind of curious about what happened with the development of it, but whatever. Now we have a film. And going into it, I was kind of excited because we had a whole new set of mutants. None of them were mutants that we had seen in any other film. And I was pretty excited about that, you know? It would have felt really fresh. And then to add on top of that is that it's a horror movie. And horror is my favorite genre, and X-Men just happen to be my favorite comic. So you combine the two of them and boom, you know, sounds like a perfect combination for me. So how did that actually work out? Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed. The trailers didn't really give me that much of an idea of what was going on in the film. Like, I knew they were like in some type of hospital or an asylum, and there was like a group of mutants, and there's like something kind of haunting them. So that's all I thought the film was gonna be about, and it kind of was. After seeing it, you obviously understand like the whole horror thing behind it and everything else going on, and it was just okay. Like, we had a main character who had some powers that she wasn't able to control, so it was like a group of other mutants who didn't have that much control of their powers too, and they had someone who was kind of watching over them and helping them with their powers and stuff like that. So, you know, nothing too far from an X-Men story. It's something typical that you would get in the X house, but it was just different. I mean, I thought that it was cool that they actually used the Essex Corps again, because I'm such a big Mr. Sinister fan, but you know, I was sadly disappointed because, spoiler, Mr. Sinister's not in the movie, and you know, that's kind of sucked. They didn't really give you that much of a backstory behind that. You kind of just, it was just kind of there. They was hinting at it, and that's kind of how the movie was as a whole. I didn't think anything was really that fleshed out. Like, we got like a basic backstory of the characters, and that was pretty much it. None of these characters were really all that fleshed out. Like, you have like a basic sense of who they are supposed to be, like their archetypes and stuff like that, but you don't get really anything deeper than that. Like, the dialogue between the characters is pretty standard, and the relationships were just pretty usual. Like, there was really nothing interesting about them, sadly. So that was a bit disappointing. And then you didn't really get much of a dive into the world of the film. Like, here you are, this is it, and that's it. And that's pretty much how the whole film is. Pretty bland. Like I'm surprised to say, like, I was pretty much bored throughout the entire film until like the last half, and I think it was just not boring because it was actually like a change of pace. You know, technically the film was just okay. I thought that the CGI was pretty poor at most parts. Like, there was not a single shot of CGI that made me think, oh man, they did a really good job. Like, all of it kind of felt like TV show CGI. And then the action itself was also kind of underwhelming. Like, you know, for an X-Men movie, you would think that the action would be cool, but no, not really. It seems like they didn't really try, or they were just overall lacking in that department. And then to add on top of that, it's like supposed to be a horror film, and nothing I could really say was that terrifying. Like, I knew that they were trying to have those elements in there and try to be scary, but just didn't really work all that well. They were trying to balance between being a superhero film and being a horror film, and it just kind of felt like an X-Men film with a little bit of horror elements, but that was pretty much it. And that's all I really have to say about the movie. I mean, like I said before, it was cool seeing New Mutants. It was pretty cool seeing some mutants on TV. Like, I really like Cannonball. I remember him from the X-Men TV show, and I was super excited to see Magic. She's always been a really cool character. And okay, so her character could teleport, and they were stuck inside of this asylum. I was so confused why she just didn't teleport out of there the whole time, but whatever. That's neither here or there. Sunspot was also in the film. I knew him either from a cartoon or a comic, but I'm not necessarily sure. And the only two that I weren't familiar with was the one character who turned into a wolf, as well as our main character, Moonstar, who I looked up afterwards, and yo, she's pretty cool. Like, if you guys are like me and just didn't know much information about her, I definitely would suggest you guys check her out. But other than that, the movie was pretty underwhelming. I'd rate it mid. Please subscribe, drop a like, and have a good one.